Hello, this is David Chapin with your August company update. We had our corporate retreat recently. We defined our third quarter rocks, and our top priorities for moving the company forward in the third quarter are going to be finalize our offsite production plan. It's time to take what has been discussed and turn it into real working strategy. We are going to improve how we work with the remarkable purchasing software, and that will include trying to fine tune the ways in which we buy wire, impact our change orders might have on our material requirements, and our overall interaction with the system on a day-to-day basis. And finally, we're going to address some software utilization across the entire company. That will affect mostly people who sit at a desk all day. But we're going to look at those different software, how we use them, and how we can become more effective in how we use them. Also, as summer winds down, we don't want you to let your guard down. Stay sharp, stay safe, and finish strong. It's very important that we finish out safely with all the work we're doing this summer. We've got momentum. Let's keep it all going forward each and every day. And one last thing is start thinking about our 2026 themes. We'll be collecting ideas at our fall company meetings, and we want everyone's voice to be put in the mix. So thank you and have a great August.
Hi, and welcome to the August employee update. And this month we are going to talk about August anniversaries and July new hires. July is kind of our slower month with new hires, so we have a few less new hires than we have had in the past few months and stuff. So let's start with the July new hires. We have two. Both of these individuals started on July 28th. We have David Lynch, who is coming to us as a foreman, and David will be based out of Oklahoma City. And then we have David Mulder, who is coming as a laborer, and David will be based out of Minnesota. So those are our two new hires for the month of July. For anniversaries, we have Elliot Wagner, who on August 3rd will be here 5 years. We have Michael Beck, who is a maintenance tech at Goodyear, who will be here 14 years on August 4th. Then you have myself, who on August 10th will be here 21 years. And then we have Michael Robinson, who is based out of Oklahoma City, and on August 12th will be here 1 year. Josh Dishman, who is a foreman for us in Nebraska, on August 13th will be here 24 years. And Cody Rising, who is a general superintendent based out of Nebraska, on August 13th will also be here 24 years. Renee Martinez, who is a maintenance tech at the facility in Goodyear, will be here 3 years on August 15th. And Davis Beckner, who is based out of Nebraska, as an apprentice there, will be here 4 years on August 23rd. Bedraldin Muhammad, who is an apprentice for Wilmer Electric in Nebraska, will be here 7 years on October 23rd. And then you have Curtis Cox, who is a maintenance tech based in the facility in Lawton, Oklahoma at Goodyear plant, who on August 27th will be here 29 years. And then you have Sean Rooney, who is an apprentice based out of the Lawton, Oklahoma area, will be here 3 years on August 29th. So thank you to all those individuals who have anniversaries coming up here in August. And then I just wanted to remind you in preparation that apprenticeship classes will be starting again in September. So if you are an apprentice, please be watching for the information coming from Scott in regards to the upcoming apprentice schedule and the starting time and all of those types of things and prepping for that. So if you have questions in regards to apprentice class, please be sure you reach out to Scott. He's more than willing to answer any questions that you might have, and watch for that to come here in start up again in September. Have a great rest of your day.
Hey everybody, welcome to the August Central Region update for Monday morning here. So we'll just touch on the topics we usually do: safety, look at our projects, look at upcoming work, and kind of wrap it all up there. So jump right in here with safety. As of this video, first of the month here, we're 126 days without an injury. Keep up on the PPE as always, and if you see anything unsafe on your job site, let us know. Let's get it corrected. But please call it out. As always, you missed that Monday safety meeting, go back in, get it made up, get that form filled out, keep you off that list. And it's needed, it's necessary. Let's make sure it happens. Big one this month, obviously, is new hard hats have been handed out. I know it's a big change. If you got questions or if there's some issues with what you have or concerns, please reach out to me or Carl. We'll see what we can do. But they are out. They need to be being worn, and that strap needs to stay on the hard hat. So understands it's a big change, but it's the direction we're going. So please make sure that's happening. And as always, safety starts with you guys. You see something unsafe, let's make sure we're being the ones to call it out and make a change as need be. So, but appreciate all the hard work and appreciate keeping up on the safety. Just breeze through our current workload here as we're kind of in the heart of summer 2025. Westbrook, we're kind of in the lull now between phase 1 and phase 2. We finishing up some oddball items in performance hall and some outstanding punch list stuff, but still tracking kind of late summer, early fall to get rolling down in phase 2 once of the renovation. Pershing, work's still hot and heavy out there. A lot going on with unit rough-in, the feeder, unit feeder, one line. So just a little bit of everything out there as we push to get a lot done this summer. NDCS, similar story as Pershing, a lot of overhead, both in south and north now. We're getting ready to pull a bunch of wire. New generators fired up and turned over. Permanent power shutdown took place, so we are ready to go there. But as I noted with Pershing, a lot of work going on out here as they kind of look at that mid to late fall to be done with that project. So we'll see how that all pans out. But busy summer for both Pershing and NDCS. College of Dentistry, still working on the back end of this one, trying to get finishes, a lot of wire mold to get put in here in the coming weeks, but still looking into summer to wrap this one up and finish off down there. It's been a long project down at the dentistry. Tecumseh, same story as always. Andy and Ethan still chugging along on the fire alarm overhaul down there, and in the same story out at York, got that fire alarm replacement going on. We've just now started doing the actual fire alarm device swap and kind of scheduling out that first shutdown to switch to the new system. Here in the next or 2 weeks from now, we'll do the boards, and then fiber install will follow. So a big month out there as we knock out the fiber component of that project, and then it'll be all fire alarm from there. Eastmont Tower, we're buttoning up part 2 of phase 1. That should be finishing soon, and then obviously phase 2, we got that change order, so work is progressing there. We've got 10 additional units that are getting remodeled with some corridors, so I'm tracking to be out at Eastmont till the end of the year. Service, similar story as previous months. We're out at LES. Scott and Muhammad are out there, and then Chad's bouncing around between LCS, Westland, Unite, and Hotball projects. Eden property, got the main power turned on last week, got some rooftop units fired up, so finishes can start. So here in the coming weeks, we're going to be lights, devices, trimming out, and really getting that project nearly completed here in the next few weeks. AGP David City, we're on the very back end of that project, hoping to be done here in the next couple weeks. Just working in that last building and get completely wrapped up out there and be done. UNL grass practice project is complete as of this month. The football fall camp started last week. As of August 1st, I think it was last week. So we're done out there. A lot of work in a short amount of time. Ended up being a really good project. So appreciate the hard work for those of you who were out there. Doan, very similar story. Just slowly getting out of the ground, but we have actually mobilized now and have started some roughing in that south building. So finally kind of getting going. Cedarhurst Senior Living, we've talked about a lot as well, being slow going. That one has finally kind of kicked off. We've done some underground. They're putting slab on grades going in. So the walls and framing should take off here really quickly. And it's going to be a pretty fast paced project once everything gets thrown up. So looking at fall timeline to be pretty big from a manpower standpoint out there at Cedarhurst. That urgent care clinic at COD, just a small job. It's a part of the dentistry. I think we got rough ends done. We're looking at trim out and then getting that feeder buttoned up, but that one's nearing the end as well. Dormy network we've been discussing. We finally got the contract scope all hashed out, so we've started out there here within the last couple of weeks. Rough end going in and getting all the material bought. But small building, small footprint, but a lot to be done in that project, a lot of offices. So should have a good crew out there for the coming weeks, months. Conestoga, similar spot as last month. We're buttoning up the one classroom that gets remodeled for this school year, and then it'll be waiting kind of until that new addition gets built, or which they're working on footings, and I think they're gonna dive into the parking lot as well. So a little bit of work here and there, but once that addition gets built is when we'll be back out there to get it going out in Conestoga, Murray, Nebraska. Upcoming work is a small list. True North is still on this list. We did a little bit underground, got the transformer pad poured, so trying to get LES's work done, and then they've got it nearly frame complete, so should be out there roughing in here pretty quickly, and hopefully kind of get moved from Eden across the street over to True North and keep going out there. So, and then the big one that has been discussed would be the NDCS, the multi-custody 1,500 bed that's north of town. As of last week, we got a signed notice to proceed from Hausman. So this job is officially on the books for us to do. A lot still to get figured out as far as schedule and kind of how it's all going to pan out. But as of this month, in some preliminary discussions with Hausman, we're looking at probably an early fall. We would start in on the underground, the duck bank, and then from there, kind of see how these things go. So a lot more updates to come on this, but for right now, that is what we know. We have the notice to proceed and looking at an early fall to start doing the underground duck bank. But that is a lot of work for us as we look into the future. Hopeful work or work we're waiting to hear on that we bid. A couple of these have been on here for a while, the USCIS and the data center office. I'm not really sure where those sit, but those are still on our waiting to hear list to see what's going to happen there. And then here recently we bid the UNL Rodeo Complex. So we'll see how that one comes back. But that is some projects we're just waiting on. And then as far as bidding work, nothing is on our schedule as of now. So that is all I have. Thanks for all the hard work. I appreciate you guys staying safe, and thanks for putting in the hours this summer. And that's all I got. So thanks, guys.